Hello and welcome, this is Mousgunner, and we're back with some more of the Beast and Exploration DLC of Battle Brothers. And we are currently working to set up our mercenary company. We've hired the men we need, and now we just need to equip them and get them ready. So, because I'm more than likely going to put Winric at the back, I'm going to actually remove the armor that he comes with. Because he's not likely going to be attacked. So at the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and give him the linen tunic. As a matter of fact, there would have been an easier way to do that, but I'm not actually sure who I want to give the armor to at the moment. So we'll just have him have that. Same thing is true of our archer, as we don't necessarily need to have good armor back there. Now, the sackcloth is terrible. In theory, we do want to remove that if we can. And we do have enough outfits of protection to do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to determine who is the most valuable to me. Who do I not want to lose? Because that is who I'm going to give armor to. For example, these two guys are both quick and... well, this guy's quick and he's strong. That's good. This guy is strong and has iron lungs. So that's also good. Sometimes the background will have a special attribute. It's always important to read that, as we see here. Mason, plus 5% experience gain. So that's actually a good... War Dogs Unleashed by this character will start at Confident Morale. So we actually may want to pick up a War Dog just to work with his particular attribute. Now again, I don't know if I want to use this net just yet. So I'm going to throw that aside for now. Okay, so let's determine. These two guys, I think, are in my mind, going to be the most valuable. This guy is likely going to level up faster because of that experience game, so we should probably protect him. I'm going to go ahead, give him a shield. Give him... Now, this armor is better than that. How much fatigue does this consume? It consumes 14. If I remove that... I'm probably going to give him the bludgeon. We're going to have to work with some not necessarily ideal weapons to start out. As a matter of fact, I may even go with the two-handed woodcutter's axe, because I unfortunately haven't had many opportunities to get shields, although we may just go to the armorer to get that. I want the whole front line to have shields, ideally. We'll go ahead and give this guy a shield. And then let's move back to Geralt here. You're going to get a spear, because you're a beginner player, or a character with, you know, only 50 melee skill, which, as we note here, he has 61. That's quite a bit down. So until he gets better, that's where we're going to be at. So you're at 75 already. Probably don't want to give you any better protection than you already have, because you can't really take much more. I mean, this guy is important to me, though. So that is unfortunate that his fatigue is kind of not so great. This guy still has room for stuff, though. And this is going to be probably... Okay. So this is the best armor that I have. 50, 45. Okay. So that's going to be as good as it gets. So we're going to try and keep Jost alive, because he's one of my better men. And then Geralt here. I kind of value him. The rugged surcoat's going to be better than a normal surcoat. So he is going to get this. And then we're going to go over to Oswald, and we're going to give him the padded surcoat. And this guy should be able to take the full leather thing here. So we've got him more or less set up. We need to get weaponry and shields for the others. Here I'm probably just going to give the pitchfork to. And I'm going to move them like that, so they can kind of move around freely. And then we might as well just give this guy the thick tunic, because that makes sense. All right. Now that we've done that, let's go back into town. So in the marketplace, I believe there was one shield, although I already bought that. Buckler is not as good as a shield, and I prefer to just get shields if I can. We do have another militia spear. I am going to pick that up, even though the price is bad. I don't really have any other opportunities to get anything like that. We may end up picking up tools and supplies as well, but let's get the spear first, because we know we're going to want that. Okay, let's go to the armorer, where we're likely going to see some shields. They're going to be sold for more than they're worth, but at this moment, I'm all right with that. Middle joint covers. Large metal plates that cover the vulnerable shoulder joints. Okay, so this is an add-on to already existing armor. So we could buy that and then put it onto one of our armor pieces, and it would add on 30 durability, but at a cost of -3 max fatigue. I'm not sure if that's a permanent add-on too. That's one of the things I'm going to have to learn. You also can get paint sets, which will allow you to customize the appearance of gear. But we're not going to worry about stuff like that when cash is short at the moment. So pick that up. And this is, you know, decent, like a decent idea to get stuff like this. But note its cost. We could get a set of armor for that much. And, you know, it's debatable on whether this would be better or not. Because this is -10. Yeah, I think it would be better. It's very slight difference, though. I guess they did a good job of balancing everything, so we can't necessarily expect to be able to abuse the system too much. All right. So we've got shields for our front line, which is perfect. Shield and a... Okay. You both have 54 combat skill. I'm definitely going to get rid of the knife. You have a knife and backup. Good. Okay, so we've got spears on most everybody. I could go with a different melee weapon for Jost here because they actually have the skill to use a different weapon. The two weapon types that are generally pretty good for characters that don't have very high melee skill are swords and spears because they have a higher chance of connecting. Things like bludgeons and axes, although they can have great utilities, they tend to be a little harder to land with. And that's just one of those things that's just kind of a secret stat. It's not really mentioned in the actual stats, but I happen to know spears are easier to land with. There are downsides to spears that we'll see later on. There are also upsides of spears. But I consider the spear to be one of the best beginning utility weapons. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to be able to buy any more spears. I mean, I could buy a boar spear, but that's a lot of expense, and that would leave me with almost no cash. So let's see what the marketplace has to offer. So we could buy another bludgeon, which I think I'm going to do. With what money we have, probably ideal. So yeah, let's go with that. Okay, I think we're more or less set up. We could buy some hats, but there were plenty of that back in the town we started in. So we're probably better off price-wise, just waiting until we get into that town. Most hats are not going to cost you any fatigue to wear, but they are going to give you some head protection, so it's usually a good idea to have something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just sell the sackcloth because there's no reason to keep this around. It's the worst armor you could possibly have on your body. Okay, so that's been sold. Let's leave and just do the last of our little bit of customization. So this guy, because he's got a little bit better combat skill, we're going to give him the bludgeon, and then we're going to give the guy on the end here our spear. Okay, and now I'm going to want to move my line around a little bit. So you're going to go there, and the reason I've done that is because of the spear wall. Because spear wall affects adjacency. So if I have a spear wall here and here, they can't get to this guy without going through the spear wall. If I put the two bludgeons together, there would be a spot they could get into. So that's why you need to separate them out like this. So this is kind of the ideal lineup for our men at the moment. How many do we have on the front line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Okay, well, we're more or less set up. There's probably a couple things we can still pick up that would be nice for us to do, like, for example, hats and things, but... with what money we have, this is an all right point. Okay. So let's get back to the quest, which is going back here. Now that we've hired enough men and we visited the city that it wanted us to, we just need to return, talk to the steward, and then we'll be given our next bit of the quest. Now, as I said, you can skip this quest if you want, but it is a great little introduction to the game, tutorial, and it does give you some income that is nice in the beginning, so I do recommend it. Okay, Dirk the Steward is pacing back and forth when you find him. The healer who'd damn near killed you with the fire poke is standing nearby. He's picking chunks of dried blood out of his fingernails. Dirk the Steward claps his hands. Finally, you're here. I've got good news. We got hold of one of Hoggart's former men. My good friend here had a nice little talk with the man, and now I know where Hoggart's licking his wounds. The healer clears his throat, splaying his fingers out like a maiden looking to paint them. He speaks as though he's identifying a disease he is about to excise. The brigand known as Hoggart is hiding in a small hut on the steppe to the west of here. Based upon my most civil discussion with one of his men, Hoggart knows the cursed is on his heels and will have gathered more men since the last time you met him. Nodding, Dirk Steward waves you off. Good luck, Sellsword. Alright, we'll return with his head. Okay, we are going to go into the town, though, because there's nothing stopping me from doing so. And as I said, the thing we're likely going to do here... Now, I could have gotten this at a cheaper cost. Oh, I meant to buy tools. We'll do that next time, because we will be near the town. Tools are how you repair things. So when things are in disrepair like this, you use tools to repair them. So you'll lose tools over time as you do that. The other supplies you have is medical supplies. This is how you will deal with injuries. And then you have ammunition. This is pretty self-explanatory. To be able to use a bow, you need ammunition. So to resupply that, you need ammunition. Okay, let's go ahead. First, look at our men. How many hats do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So we are going to go back to the screen, and we've got 4 hats to buy. This is kind of expensive, so I'm not going to buy it because it's the exact same amount of protection. Somebody's just going to have to go without a hat. Okay, so let's equip our men, and off we go. So you are going to get that. You are going to get that. And you, because you're a little bit more important at the moment, are going to get that. Okay, so that's pretty much baseline equipment. This is going to be the stage of the game that is the most difficult because we have the lowest grade of equipment. Our men can die very easily. Okay. Let's get going. Now, it might be night by the time we get to the location we need to get to. So, depending on that, we might wait around. Because we do not want to fight during nightfall, unless we think that they're going to have more archers than we will. If we have the range combat advantage, then it's fine. I think we'll just get there in time. Yeah, okay. Dusk is fine. You'll still have some light. You get to night, then it's not so great. So there's a brigand poacher and a few brigand thugs. You can usually tell a lot about a enemy based off of what the description is here. But we'll go ahead and engage. Okay, well, this is actually a great spot because we've got high ground. High ground is always good for you. It's going to give you advantages. All right, starting off, the enemy is pretty well protected with shields. Hoggart the Weasel's back there. I almost don't recognize him because he was a little cut up last time. In this case, we're going to go ahead and hit the space bar to wait our turn. Can they get to me? 2, 4, 6, 8. No, they can't get to me this turn, so we'll just wait for them. Wait for them. Wait for them. Yeah, that hurts. Okay, wait. And wait. Now the enemy's gonna go. Interesting. That's why I waited. So now we know what the enemy's gonna do. I kind of expected thugs to just charge me. But that's not what they did, so... If I don't charge them, what they're going to do is they're just going to hang back and turtle. And this archer could be the death of me. So I have to start moving up. I'm going to do it kind of the safe way. I could have probably prevented this bow shot if I had done this from the beginning, but I wanted to see what they would do. So alternatively, I could just charge up to them and forego it, but it would make the bow shot pretty likely. This is going to fatigue my men, though, so I do have to be careful. I happen to know that my men are going to move up exactly 4, so I'll just kind of move up correspondingly. and fire my bolt at... It's going to be the Brigand Thug, because I could fire at the Poacher, and if I do hit him, it'd do a lot of damage. But we're going to go after Thug because he's going to be the easiest target to hit. And we did manage to land. Now, I'm not able to rearm my bow because it takes more action points to do that than I have. Okay, we are going to move forward. It's going to take me a little bit of action points to go off the hill, but we still are fine. Okay, we happen to know we're going to want to be here, so that. You want to keep your archers right in behind your guys with the shields, and the reason why you do that is kind of what we saw here. I could fire at the Poacher because these guys are blocking the shot, though. It makes the shot not very likely, so that's why you do that. So we will put our men exactly in front. Hopefully this guy doesn't get hit too many more times. Okay, so at this point I am going to have to reload to be able to even use this. But for now I'm going to go ahead and wait. And wait. Now their archer's going to go. Thankfully the shield caught it. Okay, and that's why I waited. So they're engaging now. And we put them at somewhat of a disadvantage at this point, because I can put up my spear walls now to kind of force their hand. So I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, this spear wall is not up in time, but you know, we had to wait for them. So, okay, we're going to wait. Now Hogger is going to move forward. That's the one spot that we couldn't cover with our spear wall. And you'll note that we had a morale hit there. Being surrounded by men will hurt your morale. So that can happen. More and more men pack around you. Fortunately, we have a boulder here, so they can't really get in. This is actually still a good spot. This would have been more ideal because we would have had an attack bonus attacking downhill, but you know, it still works out. We're going to wait for them because we know they're going to close distance. Let's see if we can get a stun on this guy. 46%. What is our normal attack chance? Also 46%. Well, I see no reason why not to do this. I mean, it consumes more fatigue, but if we can stun him, that's great. Okay, let's try for it again. Alright, we tried. See if we can get the kill here. But I am going to also put up my shield wall because I don't want this guy to take any more damage. We're just going to be nice and conservative. So they're kind of just piling in here, trying to flank. Alright, because I didn't move, I get to reload and fire in this turn. We could go after their archer, which is very tempting, because if I hit him, he has almost no armor, and he'll go down. So, yeah. I mean, it didn't land, but it was worth a shot. Okay, so I am going to move down, and we're going to attack. Oh, wow, we got really lucky there. I'm just going to stay put and end my turn. I could shield wall up too, but that would consume a lot of fatigue, and I don't want to put myself at a disadvantage. So end turn. We've more or less already gotten our line, so I kind of want this guy to curl around though, not him. This is kind of a sad situation, whereas if I had the initiative order different, I could move here. We'll just end turn. Oh, wait. This guy is the one that we really want to move into position. So we could try and go for the stun again. Ah. So he pushed his way in. Now, because he did that, I can't use my crossbow anymore. I have to go in to my inventory. I have to switch to the knife, which takes me action points to do. And now that's all I have. And now I'm going to have to... I'm going to wait, just in case. Because we want these guys to not just form in there. Let's try and kill Hogger before he gets a chance to go. Okay, we did hit, but unfortunately it didn't kill him. Interesting move. Definitely change the attributes or the attitude of the AI. Okay. So let's attack here. Let's attack here. Well, that was an unfortunate turn. Let's move here. As a matter of fact, this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.